How do we get more offers accepted? Well, the first is understand that there's two types of agents. There are order takers and there are great salespeople. Order takers, they know the neighborhoods, they put people in their car, but the prospect says, I'll buy this, and they write up the contract. Great salespeople know how to overcome. Great salespeople know how to overcome their natural fears and hesitations and help buyers make decisions to achieve their goals. One is a waiter or a waitress. Would you like a refill of your Diet Coke? No. Okay. Would you like more dessert? No. Okay. Where a salesperson would say, hey, the chef just brewed up some fresh cheesecake with some fresh, delicious berries. So remember, team, just because a prospect hesitates doesn't mean they don't want to buy. Just because a buyer hesitates, they just may need a little bit more information, and I encourage you to study and learn scripts and dialogues to become a great salesperson. Next, create urgency. Educate your buyer from the beginning. Urgency starts from the beginning. Now, I want to be clear, urgency doesn't mean pushy. Urgency means that you are educating them from the start that when this property comes on the market, there's going to be 33 offers and time will be of the essence. Another way of saying this is only a handful of cream of the crop properties are going to show up. And you have great taste. Others will also have the same taste as you. I mean, why wouldn't they? Therefore, when a property comes on the market, we must be ready to move. Team, if a buyer tells you, if I see the right property, I might make a move, you have to reconsider if it's someone that you want to work with. In this market, not in a year from now or 9 months ago, in this market. Educate, educate, educate. Educate, educate, educate. Talk to your clients about how the process works. Sellers do not have to counter. Let your buyers know that they do not have an upper hand. It's called a seller's market for a reason. A script could be, I'll suggest an offer that the seller should accept. Another script, I know that the seller wants listing. The seller wants list price. So how much above list price would you like to go? Educate, educate, educate. Remember, guys, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Your opinion doesn't matter. I know that's hard for some of you. You got your license because you watch HGTV and it was all opinions, opinions, opinions. There is a seat for every ass and there is an ass for every seat. Your opinion doesn't matter. Educate your clients. One of my favorite scripts is this. I want you to imagine we're looking at a koi pond. And a koi is a type of fish that are big, fat, large, huge looking goldfish. And I want you to imagine that you have a piece of bread in your hands. And you were to take that piece of bread with about 8 or 9 goldfish, koi fish swimming around the pond. You take that piece of bread and you throw it in there. And ask your buyer, what do you think is going to happen? And don't say a word. Let them say, They're going to attack it. They're going to go crazy. They're going to go after it. Yeah. You see, the koi are all of the buyers, just like you. And the bread is that house that matches all of your criteria. Yeah, it's going to be a feeding frenzy. And is it possible in this frenzy of attacking that bread that one of those fish might jump out of the water a little bit to get that bread? Is it possible? And they're going to say, yeah, absolutely it's possible. That's going to be us. You see, if we're coming in under, we're not going to get that bread. If we come in this way, we're going to be attacked by everyone else. We're going to have to be that fish that jumps out of the water and grabs that bread. Are you ready to be that aggressive? Educate, educate, educate. And by the way, guys, you can borrow that one. I've used that one for years. Next, lead your client. I shared with you guys several ways to lead your client. Never suggest a price, yet show them the comps. With the proper tools, with the proper scripts, they get to decide. I also like to use a script called Blueberry Pancakes. Blueberry pancakes. Now, if you're like me and you're having a conversation with a listing agent who you've never talked to before, odds are you're never going to say the word blueberry pancakes to them, right? I can't think of any scenario where you would say the word blueberry pancakes to a listing agent. So an idea is, have your buyer on the call, muted, call the listing agent, and ask them questions about how to position your client. How many offers do they have? What's the temperature? When are they presenting? In this way, you don't have to play the game telephone, because elementary school comes back to adulthood. The game telephone is never fun, because when you relay the bad news, you're the bad guy. So you have your client on the line, and then when you say blueberry pancakes, they unmute themselves, and then you get to have an intelligent conversation about how high over list price they need to go, how much cash over appraisal they'll need to go. Because if you come at them and tell them, oh, you need to pay $25,000 over list, they're going to blame you for everything. Also, when this market adjusts, they'll blame you for their loss of equity. Lead your client to help them make the most informed decision to get the right house today. This last point here on the first page, work with motivated people. Team, if someone's not motivated, you're not able to help them in this market. How are we doing so far on this, guys? Little feedback real quick, or thumbs up, digital thumbs up on here. Is this some good stuff? Because we got about 3 more pages of power. Awesome. There's the digital hands. I like it. All right. Work with motivated people because they're easier to negotiate with. Hello. Simplicity, simplicity. How to get more offers accepted. Draft a love letter. Draft a love letter and a love video. What is a love letter? Well, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the owners, we just moved to Aventura. We're looking to raise a family in your unit, in your home. You have kept your home immaculate and beautiful, and we love your home. Our parents live less than a half a mile, And our family can't wait to make your home ours. The size of the kids' bedroom, they already are putting the Mandalorian on the wall. You have done amazing. Make a love letter. Separate yourself from the masses. Next, ask the lender to call the listing agent. Guys, you don't need to sell your client. Let the lender answer any questions about the loanability of your client. I promise, if you're using Catherine, she'll call the listing agent and share how qualified the buyer is. When you try telling how qualified, the listing agent will hear Charlie Brown. I know that might be a generation gap for some of us, but Charlie Brown's teacher sounded just like this. Wah, 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 wah. You don't need to do it. Let the listing agent hear from the lender and let the lender share whatever documents necessary to help put you in position number one. Next, call the listing agent. Clearly that's a typo. Call the listing agent. I shared that one earlier, blueberry pancakes. Next, work with buyers who have cash. This will help with appraisal. This will help with inspections. And this will at least get you to sit at the negotiation table. As much as I have a passion for FHA and helping people in this market, helping an FHA buyer get into a $300,000 house is an uphill battle. Someone who has barely enough cash for down payment but no money for closing costs isn't going to get it done in this market. I'm here to help you close more deals. As much as I want to help everyone, and I've helped $30,000 land buyers. I've helped $125,000 FHA buyers. In this market, it's extremely challenging. This is a page out of the ABR, the Accredited Buyer Representative. Present offers in person when available. Most of the time, the agent's going to shoot you down, but try to present your offers in person. You can sell the offer better than the listing agent can. When you get a counter, present it with your client in person or via Zoom. Never send the contract to your client before. It's your job to present the offer. And always start with terms first. End with price. For example, all right, we got the counter back and they are okay with our closing date. They are A-okay with our inspection deadline. We're going to have this thing inspected and you'll have right to inspect in 7 days. We're going to have inspections done should you choose to move forward within 48 hours, which will give us 5 days to decide if we want to negotiate or move forward. We have loan commitment of 25 days and they didn't change our escrow. They did, however, ask for an additional $7,000 from our original offer. But have no fear, that $7,000 in your mortgage only changes by blank dollars per month. Do you guys see how that becomes a presentation? First going, hey, they countered here and what do you want to do? Telling you guys, presentation is everything. So present your counters in person or via Zoom. Next, time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. Wrap everything up as fast as possible, just like this meeting, being that it's at 12:30, but I'm going to keep pushing this through. Next, prepare the buyer for buyer's remorse. For those of you that have experienced buyer's remorse, it's a real thing. You see, there's a saying in real estate, buyers are liars. I don't believe that at all. I believe buyers are humans and they're doing the best they can at any given moment. And you, as the agent, must prepare them for buyer's remorse. And that's where they want to back out the moment it goes under contract. They want to back out at inspection. They want to back out for whatever reason because the wind is blowing north instead of west. Prepare them that buyer's remorse is natural and get them emotionally attached to the property, which is why they wrote an offer in the first place. Always do cost or payment estimates at full price. If the property is listed at $500 and they want to put in an offer at $475, show them what it will cost them out of pocket and monthly payment at $500, because the seller is probably going to counter if you get a counter. Also show them at $525. In other words, show them the numbers out of pocket and monthly payment every time you write an offer at list price, at the price that they want, or at another price as well. Your job is to help them feel comfortable and confident, not just throw numbers around like an egomaniac. Slow down and help them understand what they're writing out of pocket and monthly payment. And monthly payment is principal, interest, taxes, insurance, plus mortgage insurance, plus flood insurance, plus HOA if there is. All right, let me get a thumbs up. How we doing? We're getting down the home stretch here. Digital thumbs. All right, we got one. Sweet. All right, there they are. Thanks. All right, submit a clean file, right, Sarah? Submit a clean file with proof of funds and or pre-approval and or DU and or anything else that Sarah will teach you how to present. Write a clean offer. That means that we don't write a bunch of crazy hockamamie things like I want seller concessions and I have a contingent upon the sale of my home, and clean offers. That will help you get more offers accepted. I learned this one. I didn't learn it. I got it hammered home yesterday that backup offers are big right now. I was under the school of thought that backup offers are a waste of time. And yet, backup offers in this market are coming in line more than they used to be. Mostly because we got a lot of New Yorkers down here trying to throw their money around. We have a lot of agents who don't know what they're doing, and more deals are falling apart. So advise your client, if you're in second position, to write a backup offer, which is an addendum that puts you in position number one should the buyer back out. Leverage backup offers. And down the home stretch, check out this term. In the event the property does not appraise, buyer agrees to pay blank over appraised value, but not to exceed blank. Instead of waiving the appraisal contingency, you will pay blank amount of money over the appraisal, but not to exceed a certain number that the buyer feels comfortable. So what this means is if you write an offer for $500 and you will pay $25,000 over appraisal, not to exceed $500, and the property comes in at $475, your offer automatically becomes $500. If the appraisal comes in at $490, then the buyer only has to bring $10,000 to hit that $500 mark. If the property comes in at $420, then our offer becomes $445. This locks the seller in and locks the buyer in for a maximum of $25,000 out of pocket. This is really important, guys, that you help the listing agent understand how this works. And last but not least, The good old escalation clause. This is bringing eBay into real estate. An escalation clause looks something like, we offer 500 and buyer will pay in $500 increments up to, but not to exceed, 550. Which means that if they get an offer for 510, offer becomes 510, 500. They have a high offer of 530, offer becomes 530, 500, and you just eBayed them out by $500. But the client will not go any higher than 550. This is an addendum that you must assure that the listing agent understands and is willing to share the offer that escalated your offer. Most agents don't understand escalation clauses, and it helps your client not overpay for the property. And this, my friends, is how to get more offers accepted and make more money in 2021 and beyond. Thank you for being here today. How do we do?
You did great. You did great. Thanks, Lee.
My